I know you're feeling the fire. What's up, everyone? We're back with another round of Astrology Shots, and it is Aries season. Woohoo! And that is special for astrologers for a lot of reasons. On the day that the sun ingresses into the sign of Aries, this is important for astrologers because, one, this is our astrological new year. The sun is at that first degree of the zodiac. There's 360 degrees in the zodiac, and we're at the first one. So we are starting over. We made another trip around the sun. Woohoo! There's a lot of times we might celebrate that, like on our birthday, but this is like for the world, I guess. And Aries season is very important for us too, because this is the time of year for those of us in the northern hemisphere where our system of astrology was cultivated, where the sunlight begins to overtake the darkness. Okay. So right now, all over the planet, even if you're in the southern hemisphere, we've got an even balance of daylight. That's why they call it the equinox, because everything's equal right now. So in the southern hemisphere, the days are going to get shorter, and the night overtakes the day. And here in the north, it's opposite. That sunlight is starting to take over. It's going to be light when we wake up. It's going to be light when your kids go to bed. Okay. So yeah, it's that. And that is the reason why the sun is exalted in Aries, because the sun is risen. That's also when we celebrate Easter here in the northern hemisphere. If you didn't know, Easter actually comes from the pagan calendar. Like if you go back to the Council of Nicaea, when Constantine created the Holy Roman Empire and created like the protocol for celebrations, this is where this comes from. Easter is always celebrated on the first Sunday after the first full moon after the equinox. So there you go. It's a fertility holiday. And that's why eggs are the symbolism, and bunnies, because bunnies, they get busy. And so this is the time of year where life is starting to proliferate. We're coming out of these Saturnian months where everything is cold, where we're hunkering down. We're coming out of Pisces season where we start to say the days look like they're getting longer. There's, we get some sunshine. Everything's starting to warm up. I see the buds on the trees. There's hope. That Jupiter ruled sign. And then we get to Aries season and we see new life springing forth. Spring is sprung. And we get the month of March actually comes from the planet Mars, which rules Aries season. And Mars is that planet that invites us to go for it. So Aries season is here to invite us to go for it. There's a lot of excitement happening in our Aries house in our chart, by the way. We just had a Venus-Jupiter alignment in Aries that was right there at the beginning of March, 1st and 2nd. So you might have had some fun like opportunities and blessings and offers coming in around that Aries point in your chart around that time. Here, we're having a new moon. So we're planting some seeds in our Aries house, and there's going to be another alignment we're going to talk about in a couple more Astrology Shot videos about something new being planted in our Aries house. So we have the Aries Ingress on the 20th of March, and right off the bat, we have the Aries New Moon on the 21st. So let's take a look at the chart. Okay, so this is our new moon chart. You always want to cast the charts like this for the capital of the nation where you live. I mean, you could hypothetically do the city too if you have a good reason to do that, but this is the way it's typically done. So yeah, Aries New Moon. This is, like I said, happening at 0 degrees Aries and 49 minutes. This is the world point. So when we're looking at lunations like this on a macro level, it will be interesting to see sort of what is coming into prominence and importance on the world stage under these next 2 weeks, under this lunation, because these topics might end up being really important in terms of issues going on in the world and things that affect the whole world. One of the things that is really grabbing people's attention right now is the Chat GTP. And I just heard a quote on my local news. Someone said that Putin said that whoever controls this technology controls the future of the world. And here we see Pluto about to move into Aquarius. So AI is definitely going to be huge, huge, huge thing going into Pluto and Aquarius. That's going to be pretty major. So that's one topic that's going on at this time. We can see this is like an out of sign sextile here that's going on. So yeah, that's something to look forward to, but also keeping our eyes and ears out for anything else that goes down. So yeah, this is really important. The Aries New Moon is going to be ruled by Mars in Gemini. We've been working with Mars in Gemini since August. This is a story that is coming to a close. Mars is about to move into Cancer later this week. We'll be circling back to talk about that transit on its own. But for right now, we're finishing up this Mars in Gemini story. So Mars in Gemini since August has been inviting us to diversify the way that we attack something, the way that we take action, and even offering us additional perspective on the things that we want, the things that we're going after. It's invited an experimental energy, whether by choice or by necessity. And if you've been feeling a little aimless, okay, Mars square Neptune has been a big part of that story. It's done a lot of things. We have the Twitter debacle and the blue check mark fiasco at the beginning there with that first square. That was like a month-long square because Mars stationed retrograde in a square with Neptune. And then on the direct, we had a lot of the not oil spills, but chemical spills. We had the train derailments and things of that nature were really going on there. Mars and Gemini ruling transport and Neptune ruling chemicals. So that was like a big thing that we were seeing for a while, as well as the spy balloons and UFOs, which could be Mars and Gemini square Neptune. What is that? Or maybe it's a little bit of Pluto and Aquarius. Who knows? A lot of speculation there. So that's a little bit about this new moon. So wherever the Aries new moon is taking place, it's inviting us to go for it. So I've been on maternity leave. I've been sort of in my own little Neptune cloud. Mars and Gemini is just like, I've had to be spontaneous. It's hard to plan. I've had to really keep an open mind in terms of what I'm doing each day. And sometimes it's just like this Neptunian cloud where it's just a very sleepy kind of day. So that's how that's been showing up for me. And this Aries new moon is like, all right, we just got to go for it. We got to jump back into these astrology shots. We got to jump back in. So for you, it's happening somewhere in your chart too, where you're invited to just go for it. There's been like this Mars in Gemini square Neptune, like, should I, shouldn't I, kind of circling around the block. Like you're just like cruising in the car, like you're just circling around the neighborhood in your car and you're like, where should we go? What should we do? Or how do we get into it? So now is the time where we go for it. The Aries energy is inviting us to just go for it in some way, shape, or form. And there's, like I said, there's a lot of new action taking place in our Aries sector of our chart. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction, now we have this new moon. Later in the month, we're going to see Mercury meet up with Jupiter. So happy Aries new moon, happy Aries season, and happy astrological new year to you. And that was your astrology shot of the day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!